His name was Dattatreya Ganpat Sahasrabuddhe. He was born in a small village called Akolnar, which is in Ahmednagar district. He did not have very much education. He had one burning ambition in life, and that was to be a person of authority in the police department. The other thing that Das Ganu loved was he used to do lavanya, and he used to dress like a female and dance about, and when people clapped, he thought it was a great thing. And Baba, when he met Baba, Baba was disgusted with this thought of him doing these things. And the third thing that Das Ganu had a flair for, he could compose extempore Ovis on anyone. Once he got caught and a Britisher said, "What were you doing?" So he said, "I was performing by saying extempore." So he said, "Make a poem on me." So he said, "Okay." And then he started singing about qualities that he had and he didn't have. And the Britisher was so pleased with him. So this was something. The writing that he did was remarkable. His handwriting was absolutely beautiful. But he had this thirst to write books and to find out many things. Das Ganu came to Shirdi with Chandorkar, not out of any faith, but to please Chandorkar, because he came as his Havildar, so he had to take care of him. So he was on the job all the time and, doing everything to make Chandorkar comfortable. But Baba looked at him and realized that here there is potential in this man. Although he's going the wrong way, there is potential in it. Baba told Das Ganu, "You should leave the police department. You should stop dancing like this." And it's called tamasha in Marathi. You should leave that. And then Baba, after coercing him and forcing him, was able to make him leave the tamasha part of it. But the police department was another thing. He had one ambition, that he would be in a superior position and he could lord over the people who are below him. So Baba says, "Okay, if you're not going to listen to me and you're not going to listen to Chandorkar," who both of them applied pressure on Das Ganu, I'm going to see that you don't progress. Time and again, Das Ganu was in trouble with his superiors. Time and again, Baba helped him out. And every time, Das Ganu would promise, "If this happens, then I will stop. If I become a Fauzdar, I will stop. If this thing, I will stop." But nothing. Once he even took the water of the Godavari, like Ganga, and he swore on it that he would leave. But he didn't do that. After much pressure and much problems, finally he did leave his job. And he came to Baba and said, "Now, very good for you. Now me and my wife will be on the street with the begging bowl." Baba assured him and said, "No such thing is going to happen. Go to Nanded, do your Kirtans, and I will provide for you." But Das Ganu was lacking in faith. He didn't know how Baba was going to provide for him. Das Ganu had many qualities which were very nice. Although his faith was not very strong in Baba, because he thought Baba was a Muslim Brahmin, a Muslim Vishnu. So his faith was a little shaky there. The work that he did for Baba is out of this world. For instance, the Aarti, Shirdi Maje Pandharpur, is sung the world over. When anyone doesn't know any Aarti or they have to sing an Aarti suddenly, they sing Shirdi Maje Pandharpur, and that is perfect because it covers everything. Sahi Rehem Nazar Karna, Bachon Ka Palan Karna. These are world famous. Even little kids sing them with zeal, and that is something that is incredible. Besides this, Das Ganu was responsible single-handedly for spreading the fame of Baba in the Konkan area, Ratnagiri and the Konkan coast. He would go for kirtans, and although he sang on about Tukaram and Jnaneshwar, he always kept a photo of Baba there. And after the kirtan, because people were so impressed with this kirtan, they asked, "Who's this?" So he said, "Oh, he's a modern day Tukaram, and he's in Shirdi." Thus, he brought so many people, including high officials, to Shirdi. The other incredible thing that Das Ganu did was, he never took any money from anyone. No donation, no begging bowl, no nothing. He just went and did everything free. And he survived when people like the devotees that were in Shirdi, they would give him clothing and they would give him grocery and things and look after his needs. They would call him to his home and do that for him. When I talk about the artis that Das Ganu wrote, when I was very young, I had the opportunity of seeing Das Ganu. This was in 1950 when he came to All India Sai Samaj. There he had come because he was the chairman of the Sansthan, and there was a rumor going about that Narsimha Swamiji has become an heir to Baba or is trying to be another Baba in the south. So he and Rege had come to check on it. But Narsimha Swami, of course, was not doing any of those things. All his life was in Prachar of Baba, writing books and things like that. And we had gone to thank Narsimha Swami for giving my mother Udi and a photograph of Baba, and through which she recovered. So I remember his voice. I don't remember many other things about Das Ganu, but I remember his voice. To date, 70 years, I have not heard a person sing like. He had a metallic voice. It was like almost like if you tap a tuning fork, how the music is in the air. He sang Raham Nazar Karo Ab More Sai, and the Sai was in the air for a long time. This is an incredible voice. In the Charitra, there's the story of Das Ganu going to do Kirtan in some village near Shirdi, and he comes to take permission from Baba. Then Baba says to him, "Hey bridegroom, where are you going with all this paraphernalia?" So he said, "I'm going for Kirtan." So Baba says, "Take off all these clothes in front of me. You don't need any encumbrances. All you have to do is concentrate on your Kirtan and everything will be taken care of. The devotees will get what you are saying. They will come. They will appreciate your Kirtan. Be like Narad, or the Narad, where he was bare-chested with the veena in one hand and the cymbals, the wooden cymbals in the other hand." And one word from Baba, and Das Ganu did it. He never bought any paraphernalia after that. This is given in the Charitra, which is something that is incredible. The other stories that are given in the Charitras, once on Mahashivratri day, he wanted to go and do Snan in the Godavari. So Baba said, "Why are you going so far? The Ganga and Jamuna there." He said, "I knew you would say that, Baba. You just don't want me to go and do it. Megha goes and gets water for you and things like that. But me, no, I have a restriction." So Baba said to him, "Ganu, just put your head on my feet and you will get the Ganga-Jamuna." So he didn't put his head on Baba's feet as such, but he saw that a stream of water was coming. It was not drops of water. He could collect it in his palm. But Das Ganu just took the water and sprinkled it on his head. A Siddha Purush who was very near Nanded had asked him. He said, Das Ganu, you have such egoism. What did Baba do for you? Didn't he bring the Ganga and Jamuna from his feet? What did you do? He said, you're so egoistic. So Das Ganu says, yeah, we have to have ego to survive. So only the worst kind of ego is bad. So he said, what did you do? So then he said, I sprinkled it on my head. He said, why didn't you ingest it? Even in Shirdi, Shama would force people to take Baba's patir, and Baba would say, do not give it to Ganu. He doesn't like it. Don't force things on people. In the accolades of Das Ganu, one must mention that he had a flair for writing. He loved to go into details about different saints and things. He wrote the Bhakti Leelamrit, Sant Leelamrit, and Bhakti Saramrit. These are famous books. They are mentioned in the Charitra, and many people use them as reference books when they write. The other thing was that he had this curiosity to bring into simple language, like the Ishavasya Upanishad, and he does not feel satisfied with his work, so he comes to Baba, and Baba gives him a remedy. And that remedy is go to Kaka Dikshit's house and the maid will tell you. But here, Ganu does not, he believes Baba. He doesn't have a shadow of a doubt. He goes to Vile Parle, and there he hears when he's sleeping, he hears the maid sing about the beautiful orange sari with the lovely border, how beautiful it is, how soft it is, and how lovely it is. So he just gets up and goes and looks at this maid. He finds that this maid has just few rags on it. So he asks Moreshwar Pradhan to buy the girl a small little sari, which he does. So the next day she comes strutting with that new sari. But on the third day, she packs it up and keeps it for a rainy day so that she will have it. And she's back in her rags, happy as ever. So he realizes that the whole world is pervaded with God. The donor, the one who gave the sari, the sari, and even the maid are all have God in them, or the Atma is there. After Baba's Mahasamadhi, Das Ganu really did incredible work for the Sai Baba Sansthan. He was the chairman. He went to check out Narasimha Swami and see that there's nobody trying to be an heir to Baba. He did the work tirelessly. It was a very poor Sansthan. He did not take a single pie or anything as reimbursement for the work he did. I don't know whether they gave money at that time, but he was not even interested in it. Since he could write so well, he was the editor-in-chief of the Sai Leela magazine, and because of him, the Marathi magazine went all over Maharashtra, even parts of Gujarat and every other place that he went to. This was incredible work that he did. To me, the best thing that one can learn from his life is, if you have faith, or even if you do not have faith, if Baba looks upon you kindly, then redemption is not impossible. Anyone lewd with all bad habits and things can be turned into gold. So much so that many a street in Mumbai and Pune are called Sant Kavi Das Ganu Maharaj. He turned this base police officer into gold. That he had such an effect on not only devotees like us, but the other devotees that were with him. He was incredible. He never took money for his kirtan. Like nowadays, they have bhajan sandhya and they ask for a deposit to be given. It didn't bother him. He always kept a picture of Baba wherever he went to do kirtan, and he sang beautifully, and thus spread the fame of Baba far and wide, not only in this country but in every other country who has Sai Baba devotees. They sing his artis and they talk about Das Ganu. So for that, I'm eternally grateful to Sai Ram.